Good evening and welcome back to Let's Play Dreamfall Chapters. When we left off last time, we made it to the city of the Oular. Ooh, she has something to say about the mountains.
The Purple Mountains. I can see where they got their name. It took a while, but we're here. Now we just have to find Lux and save the world. And then, nap time.
She says that, but if we have to merge with the Dreamer, it might be a much more intense nap time than she's thinking. Maybe she has to be the new Dreamer, so she's got to be...
The Purple Mountains.
Sleeping the whole time and helping dream all this. We'll see. Alright, so we've got to head somehow up, and I think she might just have to decide to go ahead and climb at some point.
How about we find ourselves one of those ape men? Or,
so.
okay, ape women. I'm not insensitive to the needs of the weaker sex. I mean, you guys have to squeeze out those massive eggs. Kudos. Also, ouch.
I think we might have to figure out how to climb at some point here.
So if the Oular constructed this stone city, why are they living in pods now? What changed?
Yeah, this path looks like it's dead-ending on us. Oh, he's gonna help us out.
Oh, there you are. How do I... Hey, let me go.
No, he's helping. Thank you.
Oh, God.
Oh, look at that. Took us directly to him. Can't complain about that.
You did come.
Oh, he does not sound
You didn't
well.
exactly make it easy. Why not, I don't know, just tell me where to go and what to do?
Touching you through dreams will be like a blind man searching for a red pebble in a wild river. And if finding you is difficult, to talk even more so. Only fragments of words will survive the journey across. Some things will also not be known to me, and could not be spoken. We do not know where Lux's heart was. You will need to find it on your own. Only a dreamer could take this and bring...
Yeah, he seems very unwell.
He does not sound well at all. Sending me cryptic dreams seems like a very inefficient way of doing it.
He just explained he's doing his best, but it's not easy, so I don't think we want to be critical. I mean, he's doing what he can. I'm grateful for any help we can get, even if it is cryptic.
It'd be nice to learn more about the Oular.
Ooh, it really would. But I'm concerned about his
He does
health.
not sound well at all.
I have some concerns that if we click on this one, it's going to move the conversation forward. But I don't want to not comment on his health. Let's ask about the
It'd
Oular.
be nice to learn more. The Oular hide from me.
They trusted no thing. Humans in particular, they will fear.
Were humans cruel to
The
them?
Oular lived here for many, many lifetimes. Ages ago, they would have a great city. But the Oular and Yeti are splitting, and their cities will crumble. Now they are both to be protectors of dreams in different ways. The Yeti were the grubbers beneath. The Oular lived above the clouds and gave shelter to Lux.
What, the Banda?
One serves the dream.
That's the Yeti?
The other will serve the undream, but unwittingly. Slaves to a black fire.
Grubbers. That sounds familiar. Why would these Yeti serve something that wants to unmake the world?
This was beyond my understanding. We will have tried to explain more, Dreamer, but Lux awaits. The sand ran
Maybe it's
swiftly
something to do
through the
with what the Azadi
hourglass.
did to their people. Maybe they think they'll get some kind of vengeance.
He does not sound well at all. Are you sick?
I was fading. I will have stayed behind too long. After my people leave one realm for another, this time is poison. It diminishes me. My loop ends soon. Too late for Abnaxus to journey onwards. But not too late for Lux. Not too late for the dream.
So really, this is very honorable,
I
everything
will have
he's done.
stayed behind for Lux. For you to have found your way to Lux.
He sacrifices himself for everybody
Compared
else.
with this momentous thing, my life was of little significance.
I would say that since you did this thing, your life was of tremendous significance. Because you helped us, Abnaxus, and we couldn't have done this without you.
Sending me cryptic dreams seems like a very inefficient way of doing it.
I don't want to click on this. This seems so mean. I don't want to be critical of this guy. He's doing unwell. He's just explained to us that basically him staying behind to try and help us is killing him, and it's been very difficult for him to help us, but he's been trying his hardest. Like, it seems really crappy to say anything potentially mean about that. We're not in a position to criticize him.
Couldn't you reach someone else and have them return the Soul Stone?
No. Who
Only
else?
a dreamer can face the sisters. Only a dreamer will make them listen. Only a dreamer was able to retrieve Lux's heart.
The Soul Stone.
Only two could touch it. There is no other dreamer now. Only Zoe. Only Lux.
What about Hannah?
Why not send an actual message instead of vague visions?
He's trying, Zoe.
You were worlds away. Any message would be broken, unreliable. The Oular will help me dream. The bird was needed to have found you in those dreams.
See? He's a very important and necessary sidekick.
The bird was needed. What does that mean? How was Crow able to find me?
The bird bridges worlds and souls.
Ooh.
The bird has a bond with the dragon of spring. The bird was
April?
connected to the dreamer and to the bloodless king. At the end of its life, the bird will be bonded to the girl who walked across worlds.
The Bloodless King.
That's
I'm not sure
really
who that
not
is.
an answer. That's an anti-answer.
No, it's a good
That's
answer.
worse than nothing. I mean,
The
Zoe.
bird is magic.
Which bird? I wasn't listening. There's a magic bird? Where?
Oh,
You
Crow.
were a curious thing, feathered one. So little, and yet so great. So full of magic.
Right. Sure. I mean, really? Magic?
Well, you are a talking
Oh,
crow.
yes. You would see this.
So, what's very interesting, I like this. I like mythology, and I was learning a little bit about Finnish mythology, and it was talking about birds, and that birds are sacred because birds are one of the creatures that can travel between worlds. So, I like that. I mean, and that could potentially be more of a Nordic thing as well. I don't know if that's particular just to Finnish, but I was reading a book about Finnish mythology, so that's where that came in. But I like that's in this game here. You know, he's a bird. He can travel between the worlds. So yeah, excellent.
he said the Dragon of Spring.
April.
What's the Dragon of Spring?
The new thing that comes to pass when the old things die. The soul of she who saved the balance, reborn.
She who saved...
Definitely April.
April? Are you talking about April Ryan?
What do you mean by reborn?
April isn't dead?
Reborn?
She
Yeah.
will be dead. She was reborn. There are two now, entwined but apart. The dragon of spring. The girl who walked between worlds. Mortal and immortal. Human and kin.
Wait, so is like April?
They are legend.
Is April our sister?
So, they're one but two. There are two Aprils now, but she's also dead. I still don't get it.
Neither would I. I will only know the words, not their meaning. This is the way of sight. I will see, but never all of it. Scattered words from a book with many, many pages.
That's helpful.
It is. These guys need to be a little more, Crow and Zoe, you both have to learn to be a little more flexible in your thinking and a little more credulous and willing to accept unlikely and esoteric things. That's what I think they really need to do in this journey. Like, Abnaxus obviously is a pretty esoteric sort of being here. So yeah, just don't flat out discount possibilities of destiny and prophecy and rebirth and all of these non-rational things. That's what I think they need to do. They need to be able to just go along with things, which really I don't think is a big request of them, given that already there's 2 worlds and one of them's got magic in it. So why not go a step further and be credulous about all this other stuff too? But
I'm not here to chat with Abnaxus.
I'm totally willing to just sit and chat with Abnaxus. He's a really interesting guy, and he's got interesting things to say.
Where is Lux?
Follow me, dreamer. The Oular would always be protectors of the dream. They are children of the first dream, long before these worlds, long before human and Venar.
Even the
They
Venar.
will keep the first dreamer safe. When Lux's heart was stolen, the Soul Stone. They are protecting Lux from the Undream, protected everything from the Undream.
So they
How
are
did
very
Lux
important
lose her,
people.
her heart?
The wizard will take the Soul Stone. He lets the black fire inside him. He wanted to own dreams. He will have desired to reshape everything. He was and will be dangerous in all presence, past and future.
And the undreaming?
The wizard will make a bargain, and the black fire enters him and eats him.
We saw that with Brian
The
Westhouse,
wizard
right?
is the undreaming.
There was a scene with him, and there was some kind of strangeness. Yeah. It's gotta be him. Is he the prophet too, then?
Hey,
Working with the Azadi
I
to
remember
destroy
you
all the magic.
from my vision. Hello? I guess he doesn't understand me.
The Oular understood enough. Here, Lux slept a dreamless sleep.
What do I do now?
Give the heart back.
You will know.
Okay, so I think, clearly, yeah, give the soul stone. But let's look around
Lux.
at everything first.
I remember him. Her. It. I remember Lux from the dream. She's beautiful. Even though he is dying, you can tell there's so much life and energy there. Like a blazing fire or a star. The first dreamer. So, what now? What do I do? Lux. I remember him. Her. It. I'm glad Crow is here. He may be a magical talking bird, but he's the most normal thing around.
Well, he's a friend. That's what's important.
It feels like we're going to part ways soon. I don't want to say goodbye to Crow. I want to bring him home with me.
I could understand the impulse, but I don't know that it would go well for him to be back in Propast, back in her world.
I'm glad Crow is here. He may be a magical talking bird, but he's the I met Abnaxus in a dream. Although I guess it wasn't a dream. It's the only way he could communicate with me. He looks tired, sick. I don't think he's well.
Well, no, he explained. This world is poison to him, but he stayed behind Abnihau.
Abnaxus
Lux
looks so
and for everyone
strange
else.
and alien. But there's something familiar and... is comforting the right word? I feel safe around him. I met Abnaxus in a dream. Although I guess it wasn't a dream. It's the only way he could communicate with me.
I was curious to see what's back here, but the game is trying to dissuade
I didn't
me from
come
that,
all
I
this
think.
way to just turn around and walk away.
Yep, with an invisible wall and by making me move really, really slowly. Okay, what about this fella behind, though? I want to see what she has to say about him.
Hey, that's the Oular from my dream. He must be the elder or the chief or whatever they call him. He looks like he's waiting for me to do something.
Well, yeah, everybody is.
Hey, that's the Oular from my dream. He must be the elder or the chief or whatever they call him.
Alright, well, if we can't talk to anybody, I think the thing we need to do is just pop this right there. Oh, do we get to speak to Lux? That's cool.
You're awake. You're inside my head. I can... hear you. I can hear you inside. You're burning with a white fire. I can't stand it. It's so painful. Thank you. You're the first. You were there at the beginning of everything. Me? No, how was that possible? Yes, I brought your heart, the soul stone. What do you mean that's not what...
Well, what is it then?
Nox. You mean the Yaga? I didn't bring the sisters. I didn't know.
Did they trick us?
They were inside the soul stone. And now they're here. With us. That's it, isn't it?
Clever.
Light, dark, dream, nightmare. Together.
But maybe it's meant to be,
That's why
right?
I needed to go there, to face
Balance.
them. To bring them with me. So, what now? How do we save the dream? How do we save reality? I can't be the one to do that. I'm just... a person. Just a person, and you're a god. Or as close as anything can be to God, I guess. I'm not ready for that. You can't put this on me. I didn't want this. I wanted to be normal. I wasn't asking for a divine purpose. I just didn't know what to do with my life. What happens if I say yes? Who do I become? And what about me? What becomes of me? I understand. Of course, I trust you. How can I not? You made all of this. Without the dream, there's nothing. And there never was. If the dreamer stops dreaming, there's nothing. Forever. So if you're... If we are one, then the dream is mine. I keep it alive. And afterwards, after I'm gone, what then? Okay. Okay. Well, we can't let the universe end, so let's do this. I'm ready.
Oh. I mean, that's the choice you'd have to make, right? You can't say, no, I refuse to merge with you and become a dreamer, although it sounds like she's going to potentially completely lose herself and everything she had in her life, but you can't say, no, I won't do that, because there's no one else to do it. So if she doesn't, there just isn't a life to give back to.
Are you okay, Zoe?
I mean, that sucks, though.
For a moment there, it looked like you were made of light. You were incredibly beautiful.
I'm okay. Dizzy. I have to go back now. Wake up. For real. Face the world. There are things that... I need to fix things. I can't be asleep any longer.
Okay. Can I come?
No, Crow. You can't.
So you're leaving me here?
Oh, Crow.
You'll be fine. Thanks for everything. I don't think I'll be coming back, but you'll be fine. I promise.
So we just recently learned that April is dead, and now he's losing his next friend, too. Alone again.
Well, that's great. left to my own devices, in the border mountains, by an inscrutable woman with special powers. Again, if I wasn't so furious, I'd be really, really depressed. You know, I'm so used to being the sidekick, I don't think I can do anything else. But whose sidekick will I... Nope.
Why not?
Not happening, big guy. I'm flying back south to find that Kian fellow. I'll be his sidekick. He seems like the sort of guy who appreciates birds.
I didn't necessarily get that from him, but... This is so sad for Crow. He just can't... His friends
Do you
keep
believe
disappearing.
I should have told her all of it? All that I have seen? Perhaps I should have. Perhaps I was wrong not to. But there's only here, only now, nothing more. I am blind.
What did he withhold?
I think I will sit down, rest, sleep, dream of my daughters, long gone, and hope the future will still be there for them all when I fade to dust.
So if he seems familiar somehow to Zoe, and he's dreaming of his daughters, is there a connection there? And between him and Saga's papa in the other world, perhaps? Maybe not, but maybe. It looks like maybe we're in like a hospital situation again. It's kind of not exciting to be back in Stark. I like Mercuria so much better. Oh, okay. A girl who walks between worlds.
The answer is no.
Oh, so she did find her
You
way
should
back
know better
after
than
that
to
first
ask,
time.
Saga. I won't risk you getting lost out there, again.
I'll be careful this time, I promise.
It doesn't matter. I am not removing the wards.
I'm 14, Papa. I can take care of myself.
That didn't help your mother.
It's always about her, isn't it? I'm not my mother. Whatever happened to her won't happen to me.
And you know this how? She said the same thing. She wasn't going to get lost. She was coming right back. I shouldn't worry. I should just stay put and wait for her. I'll remove the wards when you're older. Until then, you are not leaving the house on your own.
That is so unfair. I've been stuck here my whole life. How much longer are we going
Until
to...
I know that she's not coming back. All right? Until I know for sure, because if we leave and she does return...
She's gone. Let her go, Papa. Please.
I'm going upstairs to rest for a bit. Don't play the radio too loud. I'll be back down for dinner.
I noticed she's lost much of her charming accent.
Ugh,
from
I
when she's
can't
younger.
take this anymore. I'll show him his wards can't stop me from walking. I just have to, find the wards first. Not easy when only Papa can see them.
I feel a lot for her, though, right? Because, yes, it is... Okay, so in the first place, she lost her mom, and that really sucks. But beyond that, she's been stuck just in this one place pretty much her whole life. Like, he's saying, okay, I won't let you go out on your own, but I'm wondering if he even goes out and takes her anywhere with him, or if she's just always here, and this is the only place she's allowed to be. That would be frustrating for anybody.
Happier days, before I was around. Maybe if I hadn't been born, Mama would still be here with Papa.
Oh no, she blames herself?
Papa used to take photographs, back when they first moved in, and when I was little. Happier days, before I was around. Maybe if I hadn't been born, Mama would still be here with Papa.
What's the status on this picture that she believes changes? Nothing to say about it now, huh?
That's weird. Papa's usually so fastidious about keeping his eyeglasses with him at all times.
Can we see the wards through the glasses?
Papa's spectacles. Fashionable they're not. I'll just borrow them for a minute. Or 12. Uncle Galeth brings new books all the time, but I always finish them long before he comes back. The good ones I read 3 or 4 times.
So who's Uncle Galeth? And he can travel between worlds as well. And also, this is the girl who travels between worlds. I thought that Abnaxus was referencing Zoe, but no, he was referencing her. So,
Uncle Galeth brings new books all the time, but I always finish them long before he comes back. My window looks out to Letach, but this one's tuned to where Mama was born. It's nowhere close to Scotland. The seasons are similar, though, just more extreme. I can't remember exactly where that is or what Mama used to call it, but Papa calls it Midgard.
really?
My window looks out to Letach, but this one's tuned to where Mama was born. It's the comfy chair. Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
And there's Hugsy.
Hugsy! I've had Hugsy since I was little. Mama gave him to me, and I remember falling asleep, hugging him tight every night after she went away. Hugsy's still a good friend, despite being old and stuffed. He still smells like Mama. Or maybe that's just my imagination. Hugsy! I've had Hugsy since... It's the comfy chair. Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
So, I know I'm meant to be looking for the wards, but first I just want to see
Uncle
what she has to say
Galeth
about
brings
everything.
new books all the time,
Okay, that's
but I
the
always
same.
finish them long before he comes back. The good ones I read 3 or 4 times. This has been gathering dust since Mama left, so almost 13 years? I guess Papa hasn't had the heart to get rid of it. Mama wrote a ton of stories and articles and letters, but Papa keeps most of her work in his bedroom. I haven't even read all of it. He won't let me.
Why not?
This has been gathering dust since Mama left, so almost 13 years? I guess Papa hasn't had the heart to get rid of it. We don't go away long enough to need a suitcase. I mean, I've gone walking for days, but I didn't exactly plan that ahead of time. Or pack. Papa went ballistic every single time.
Oh, so it was a recurring thing where she would just head out.
Mama brought that with her when she went on long trips and wanted to bring things back. The last time she left, she hadn't planned on being gone for more than a couple of days. One of these days, I'll pick up on that whole become a singer-songwriter thing again. I just need an audience to play to.
Well, you can play
Papa
for
rarely
yourself
plays
in
the guitar.
meantime.
I think he used to play a lot, back in brighter days. But like with so many other things, he's just lost interest. One of these days, I'll pick up on that whole become a singer-songwriter. I remember Crow, but I'm pretty sure he's not real. Papa rarely plays the guitar. I think he used to play a lot, back in brighter days.
Okay, I need
But
to
like with so many other things,
let her finish saying what
he's
she's
just
saying.
lost interest. I have this weird, vague memory of going on a journey with a wisecracking bird called Crow, but I'm sure that was just a very, very vivid dream.
Was it, though?
I remember Crow, but I'm pretty sure he's not real, and that I never met him. I mean, I went walking for the first time when I was 7, but I drew this before that.
Well, hang on.
We keep
There.
this door closed, since there's only a brick wall behind it. Papa had it walled up after Mama left, for reasons. We keep this door closed, since there's only a brick wall behind it. Papa had it walled up. Uncle Galeth told me something terrible happened when they built the house. There was a crack, and it grew bigger. I don't know the details, and he wouldn't tell me, but apparently it was very scary.
A crack where? The crack that divided the worlds. No.
I wonder what's behind the wall. Papa won't tell me, and Galeth claims he doesn't know the details. But I'll learn the truth. Somehow. Whenever one of the walls needs repairing, Papa uses that. He says he'll teach me how to do it, but he hasn't gotten around to it yet. Of course, that masonry trowel isn't just any ordinary masonry trowel. It's been inscribed with runes and imbued with Etherian magnetism, like all the tools used to build our house. Whenever one of the walls needs repairing, Papa uses that. He says he'll teach me how to do it, but he hasn't gotten around to it yet.
I still want to know what's down in the basement.
Papa usually sleeps for another hour or so. Plenty of time for mischief and mayhem. My favorite prank used to be setting the clock ahead an hour or two, just to freak Papa out. It always worked. Then, I'd set it back again, and freak him out even more. He's weird about time, go figure. Papa usually sleeps for another hour or so. There's never anything good on. Once, I tuned into something called the Pink Floyd.
Ah,
That
yep,
was
that's
amazing.
good stuff.
But I never found the frequency again. These days it's mostly jazz or classical music. There's never anything good on. Once, I tuned into something called the Pink Floyd. That was amazing. But I never found the frequency again. These days it's mostly jazz or classical music.
I almost wonder. Probably not, but would it give us a little bit of Pink Floyd if we clicked it enough? Oh, I think it's back to the song we just had. Alright, that's it for this room.
I always hated the downstairs. It's pitch dark, and it smells funny. It's got ether vapors and void beetles. It's not a good place to hang out.
Void beetles. I want to see what a void beetle looks like. Okay, let's see what our room is looking like now.
The madame comes by every month to grade my assignments and give me new ones, and Papa's in charge of my homeschooling, but I've learned more from Uncle Galeth than from the two of them combined.
So who's the
I
madame?
love learning about Elsewhen and Elsewhere, about crossroads and the ether, and all the worlds in the multiverse. It makes me want to go walking and explore everything. The madame comes by every month to grade my assignments and give me new ones, and Papa's... I don't play with the dollhouse anymore. I know it makes Papa sad, but I'm not 7. I've grown up. I love learning about Elsewhen
Yes,
and
grown
Elsewhere,
up.
about crossroads and the ether,
Well, when you're about
and
that
all
age,
the worlds in the
you think
multiverse.
she's not really
It
a
makes me
kid
want to
anymore.
go
I mean,
walking and
to
explore
me, I'd think, yeah, she's a kid. She's very
everything.
young. But when you are that age, you don't really feel like a kid. She's not a little kid. She's on her way to becoming an adult.
Papa built it for me. He was so good with his hands, but he doesn't make anything anymore. Just food. Mostly stew. I'm getting better. I'm not good yet, but my work's improving. I should be on track to have my first exhibition by the time I'm 18.
Alright, so, if she's April Reborn, then the artistic ability stayed with her, huh?
It's very difficult to paint anything that isn't in this house when I have to work from memory or from pictures and books. I'm getting better. I'm not good yet, but my work's improving. I should be on track to have my first exhibition by the time my rocket ships ferry astronauts between worlds in at least one of the angles of the ether. Sounds like a fairy tale to me, but Galeth swears it's true. I wish I could go on a rocket ship to another world. That sounds like so much fun. Rocket ships ferry astronauts between worlds in at least one of the angles of the ether. Sounds like a fairy tale to me. Galath gave me that years and years ago. I don't wear it. I mean, I don't understand the deal with all the hats. Hats must be fashionable somewhere in the multiverse.
But she doesn't like hats now?
Uncle Galath's old-fashioned, and he takes Papa's side when we argue. But he's still great. It's just nice to have someone to talk to who isn't a teacher, or just plain weird, or my dad.
Who's plain weird that she has to talk to?
It's cute. I used to play with that all the time, when I was little. It's cute. I used to play with that all the time, when I was little. This window's always tuned to a place called Letoch in Scotland, long, long ago. Apparently, that place meant a lot to my parents, but Papa doesn't like to talk about it.
Alright, what have we got going on in the hallway?
For when the paths are muddy, or snowy. For when the paths are muddy, or snowy. I'm trying to get Papa to stop wearing that hat when he goes out, but he insists. He doesn't realize how goofy and old-fashioned it makes him look.
Or he might just not
I'm
care.
trying to get Papa to stop wearing that hat when he goes out, but he insists. Is it my turn to sweep the floors again? I've lost track. We've not been keeping up with our sweeping itinerary, or any housework. Is it my turn to sweep the floors again? I've lost track. We've not. For when the paths are stormy, and the turnstiles still open. For when the paths are stormy, the paths are wobbly, and the custodians temporarily close the turnstiles. No one's coming in or out. But who needs the common paths when you can make your own?
Huh. So she's talked about Galath and the Madame, so there's a whole group of people, and now we have paths connected by a turnstile and someone operating them. So there's a whole community living here between times, huh?
Papa's sleeping. I think I can hear him snoring.
Can we go in?
Papa's sleeping. I think I can hear him snoring.
I'll come down
Okay.
later.
No, we cannot. Alright, well. So we looked at all the things. Glasses time. First.
That's weird. Papa's usually so fastidious about keeping his eyeglasses with him at all times.
Where do we think he put the wards? Oh, well.
Oh wow, I see one of the wards. So that's how Papa maintains them. The magic's in his glasses. I mean, of course it is, it's dab magic. Still, it's pretty cool. Uncle Galath helped put these wards up after the last time I went walking. Papa claims they protect us, but all they do is keep me from opening doorways. They don't trust me.
They don't. I understand his concern after his wife got lost, but I kind of feel like, and I mean, who am I really to say? Because I don't fully understand how all this works. Obviously, he'd know more about it than me. But just my experience, just observing throughout my time in life, various friends, people that I've known, the more parents try to hold on tightly and control their children, the more their kids wiggle around and slip through their grasp. You have to have an amount of trust. I feel like that probably his better route would be to go walking with her more frequently, to let her go on short trips on her own as she builds more skill. Like, telling her, no, you can't do this at all, and then locking her in like this, it's just going to make her fight even harder to escape. It's going to drive a wedge between her and him. She's resentful about it. I think he's making things a lot more difficult. He needs to accept that to a degree. I mean, understand her curiosity and then just teach her about the dangers, but also, I mean, you can't expect her to not want to see anything ever, right? I mean, with all things in life, you have to let go a bit as a parent sometimes. You have to allow your kids to do some things independently, even if there is a bit of potential for risk and a potential for them to be hurt. I mean, he's got to have an amount of care, obviously. He did see that it went terribly. Something happened to Mama. She's gone. But his method of trying to just lock Saga down isn't really working either.
A ward to stop me from opening another doorway through the ether and making my own paths. Instead of putting up wards, I wish Papa would just tell me why I can't go walking.
See, and that's the other key part. Communication. I do this with my kids. If they can't do a thing, I don't agree with it when parents say, because I told you so, as a reason. Like, I explain to my kids, if they can't do a thing, this is why they can't do the thing. There's reasons for this. I think it's very important.
That's one of the 4 wards that keep me trapped in this depressing old house.
All right, did we get all
Uncle
the things?
Gallup helped put these wards up after the last time I went walking. Papa claims they protect us, but all they do is keep me from opening doorways.
Did I break your head?
They don't trust me.
Yes. Do you have to carry me across the threshold?
Would be tempting fate if I don't. We need to do this right. Watch your head now. There, we have officially moved in. Welcome home, sweetheart.
My head's hurting.
Let me kiss it. Where does it hurt? There?
That helped. Oh, she's moving. She's kicking, Magnus. Here, give me your hand. Can you feel it? She's happy to be home.
Hello, Saga. Welcome home, baby girl.
Balance.
So the wards are
So
memories. huh?
that's what the wards are made of. Fragments of the past. Memories. No wonder they're so strong. They're charged with powerful emotions. Some might be red herrings, though, to make the wards harder to crack. I need to untangle the specific memories that tie the wards together. Easy.
Is it? Looks like we got all kinds of options here. Scratches, photographs, hug seed.
How many times do I have to tell you, don't put your hand in the fire?
But look, it doesn't hurt me at all.
Saga, stop. I don't care. You can't. Look, if someone saw you do that, it's dangerous. Do you understand?
She doesn't
no one else can
understand.
know.
He didn't
No one.
explain. But I don't think that has to do with the memory on this first ward.
Saga, no, don't draw on the floor. You might damage it. This house is sacred. It's a living thing just like you and me.
Really?
You must never hurt our home. Can you promise me that, baby?
No, Hoxie, you killed Hoxie, Papa.
It's just his arm. I didn't kill him. I maimed him slightly. I'll sew it right back on, okay? He'll be good as new, I promise.
Poor Hoxie. He'll never be the same. He'll be a cripple.
He's a survivor, just like us. He'll be fine.
Magnus, Saga, look! Snow! It's snowing!
Beautiful. First snowfall in our new home.
The first of many firsts.
Now that's
I
closer.
hope you grow up to love this house, Saga. We built it for us. For our tiny family.
Look, Etta, she's smiling. I think she understood you.
That might be related to that ward. Okay, and the picture here.
Oh, honey, please. I'm not in a state to be photographed.
Oh, come on, sweetheart. It's the first week in a brand new home. This needs to be commemorated.
Oh, I feel so bloated. Fine, just let me... There. Ready. Hurry up.
Oh, she doesn't look pregnant in that picture. Maybe it's just early stages. Okay. Are there glowy things in other rooms, or is it I've got to pick what is related in that room? I think I got to pick what's related in that room. So I think that picture and potentially the window. There we go. But that's not all of it, huh? Well, I don't think the fireplace or Hugsy.
Careful! Ow!
Sorry. Sorry, did I break your head?
Yes.
That's just
Do you
replaying
have to
this.
carry me across the threshold?
Would be tempting fate if I don't. We need to do this right. Watch your head now. There, we have officially moved in. Welcome home, sweetheart.
My head's hurting.
Let me kiss it. Where does it hurt?
Alright, of the 3 things
There?
left, I feel
that
like
helped.
the scratches
Oh,
are
she's
the most
moving.
likely to be related
She's
because they
kicking,
talk
Magnus.
about
Here,
the house
give me your
and
hand.
how it's a living thing. And
Can you feel it? She's happy to be home.
Hello, Saga. Welcome
right.
home, baby girl.
Alright. Excellent. Oh, and we took the glasses off. We're going to have to put those right back on. But also, oh yeah, we do have, we got Abnaxus. When April Ryan first arrived in Markyria, Abnaxus was the Venar ambassador to the Ireed Council and keeper of a piece of the stone disc. Like all Venar, Abnaxus sees all of time at once, but he was chosen as ambassador because he alone among his people was trained to focus on one particular moment. He could therefore speak with people who flow with time. 10 years ago, when the Azadi invaded Markyria, Abnaxus left for the north. He hoped to reunite with his people and his family, but fate had other plans for Abnaxus. The Tyrant armies were already marching on the lands beyond the border mountains, and the Venar were forced to flee. When Abnaxus reached the mountains, he found his passage impeded and his people gone. Since then, Abnaxus has lost much of his ability to keep anchored in the present. He's weakened and sick, and he longs for his people and his lost family. Aww. I feel really bad for him. He's an extremely heroic side character, right? Like, he's sacrificed a lot to help out everybody, and in particular to try and aid April and now Zoe. Alright, we're going to go ahead and wind things down here. When we come back next time, 3 more wards to tackle.